Welcome to Lancashire Fire and Rescue Services podcast series, Out of the Ashes, Stories from Lancashire. We'll soon be opening up recruitment for our on-call firefighters, so in today's episode we'll be discussing the topic of on-call firefighters. We'll be finding out what life is like, what the role consists of, understand what is required from the fitness test, and telling you how you can register your interest and where to apply. We'll be talking to on-call firefighter Sue Ward, who's based at Darwin Fire Station. How are you today?
I'm really good, thank you.
Good. So we're just going to find out about what made you want to become an on-call firefighter.
So this is a dream that I've had since I was a little girl, and I obviously wanted to be a firefighter. So when I left school at 17, I wanted to try and join, but there was a height limit. So, because I'm dead old, so there was a height limit there, and which meant that I couldn't even try. So,
oh my God,
I know, I couldn't even try. So I was like, no, this is terrible. So I decided that I was going to join the Royal Navy instead, because they'd just opened a female branch for firefighting, for their firefighting branch. So that's what I did, and then. I stayed in the Navy for 9 years, absolutely loved it, was wonderful, and then thought, do you know what, I'm going to try again. And this time, they didn't have the height limit, but they had a test in the fire service. Okay. That meant that you had to be a certain height to be able to pass the test. And again, unfortunately, I was too small. Damn. So off I went on my career and did my whole fitness career.
Okay.
I went into managing fitness centres, which took me then to Saudi Arabia, which meant that I opened the first ever female fitness centres in Saudi. Yeah, which was amazing. I couldn't, it was just, that was a dream as well. But then my daughter was 17 at the time, and she wanted to come back to the UK to study.
Right.
So that's what we did. I gave up my job, I came back home, and then suddenly I was scrolling and through the Lancashire Fire and Rescue website just to see if there was any updates.
Check if you could.
Check. And, oh, hey presto, pops up. I thought, oh my goodness, can I do it? Is it going to be third time lucky for me? And so that's what I did. And here I am now. At the age of 50, well, actually, I'm 51 now, but I was 50 when I joined. So yeah, I never thought that was a possible, reality for me.
So when you couldn't because of your height,
no.
And what was the height requirement? Because I'm only 5'3", so I'm not very tall either.
I believe at that time, because it was many, many years ago, I believe at the time, I think it was about 5'4" or 5'6". I'm not sure, but it was obviously taller than me.
I wouldn't have made it either.
Even in high heels. And I thought, do you know what? I'm not going to be able to carry them hoses in high heels. But
that'd be a skill.
Yeah.
So when you saw the applications were open, how did you feel that you could join?
I was a bit apprehensive. I was a bit nervous. And then I thought to myself, are they actually going to want me? Because when I first applied, I was 49. Right. And then I thought, they're not going to want somebody who's 49 to join as an on-call firefighter.
Well, there's no age requirement. You just have to be over 18. So there's no limits, is there? But I know what you mean. You'd be apprehensive at any time. Did you have any other concerns about the job?
Yeah. And then I thought, am I fit enough to be able to do it? Am I strong enough to be able to do it? I looked online and looked at all the fitness tests and thought, you know what, I could probably give this a shot. So that's what I did. I thought, first of all, I looked online and thought, is Darwin 5 minutes away from the fire station? Am I 5 minutes away from the fire station?
Within the requirement.
Yeah. And obviously I did. So that was it.
Match made in heaven.
Yes, definitely.
So when we look at how you applied for the role, what tips would you give someone else if they're interested right now? So did you come down to a drill night?
Yes.
And how was that? Would you recommend that to someone else?
I would definitely recommend that. That got me through, I think, as well. The crew was so supportive. And they gave you everything, all the information that you need. They gave you the help. You were able to, practice the drills, practice hose running, things that you're going to need when you get to your course. Online, there's quite a lot of interesting information, especially on the Lancashire Fire and Rescue Service website. And it gives you information about the fitness tests, what you have to do to be able to do it, to complete it, should I say. And also, there was Fit to Fire, or
Right.
Fit for Fire, sorry. So Fit for Fire was a course that enabled you to get ready for the fitness tests, and that was so useful. And I think the main tips I would give to anyone who wanted to join was just be ready, train hard, have the commitment and just go for it.
Yeah, so you just mentioned Fit for Fire. Shall we go into that a little bit more and how it helped you, like you say, get ready for the role?
So so it's actually, you book it online. You book your spot. It's free to join. It's free for anyone to join. The one I did was at Wesham Fire Station, and it was run by the firefighters there and the trainers. So we had a qualified PTI, and it was just really, really incisive. It gives you the insight into what you actually had to achieve for the fitness tests.
So it was like activities on how
Yes.
to do each part of the fitness test and
Yes.
the application.
Yeah. And also they did a little circuit as well. So we did just to boost your fitness levels.
When you got in the service and you successfully applied, how did it fit into your lifestyle, the on-call role? Because obviously it's a very different type of employment. Did you fit it into your lifestyle quite easily?
It did for me because I'm not working, so I don't have another job. However, most of the people that I work with now as on-call firefighters all have full-time roles. So they all have full-time jobs. They all have children that they sometimes take to school for their partners or wives, husbands. And you know what? Everyone, it can fit around everyone's job.
It's very adaptable, isn't it? The hours that you can do.
Yeah. And it's also very flexible as well. So if something comes up or if you need to go somewhere or say you have a small child that needs to go to the doctors or that's off school, it's very, very flexible.
So what does your typical on-call system look like? When are you on duty in a general week?
So when I said to my family, I'm doing something like 120 hours a week. And they're like, what? How are you doing 120 hours a week? I was like, well, I'm asleep for most of them, but obviously you're not. If you get a shout, if you get a call out, then you're not asleep. You have to get up and get out the house as fast as possible, get to the fire station safely, and then you do the task that needs to be done. So my shifts normally last. I normally do from sort of 6 o'clock in the evening all the way through the night until around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then 2 till 6 I'll be off.
Your time.
Yeah, that's my time. That's my horse time. So I go and look after my horse and do any shopping, any jobs that I need to do. Saying that, though, you can do shopping while you're on shift as well, just as long as you're always 5 minutes away from the fire station. So,
did you find that strange at first, being within the 5-minute radius, or was it quite easy to pick up?
It was a little bit strange. It's like adapting to anything. And then at first I felt like, I need to stay in the house. But actually, realistically, you're better to be closer to the fire station. So obviously in Darwin, it's actually really handy because I can come into Darwin, I can do my shopping and still be literally a minute away from the fire station, and I can run, to the fire station. I don't have to get in my car if I don't want to. So yeah, it's about adapting to any situation, isn't it? But I found it a bit difficult at first, but now it's really easy.
And how did you find it when your page went off for that first time?
Oof, your heart goes so fast, and then you can't get the key in the door quick enough to get out, and then you can't get the key in the door quick enough to lock the door before you get out into the car. But then you get in the car and then you think, I've just got to get there, but I've got to get there safely. So obviously no speeding, make sure that that the roads are clear, and you go in, and it's really like, oh, what can I say? Nerve-wracking, but exciting at the same time.
So what is your favourite part about being on call?
I think for me, being part of such a really amazing team, like I've had the support all the way through from even just the application process, and the team that I work with here at Darwin and also outside of Darwin are just so wonderful. They're so amazing. If you need anything, they're there. And we're all sort of built together as a group. Our ultimate goal is to keep people safe. So yeah, and we're all there together as a team.
It sounds like it is a very well-knit family, and I know that from being in the service anyways. I don't think it matters where you are in our fire service. It is a really well-looked-after, supportive family. Did you find the on-call support officers offered you that support? Because I know that they're available to call from the minute you apply.
Yeah, they're there all the time, and they're there to help you. So yeah, they're there for anything you need. It can be something as silly as to ask whether the hours are going to fit in, or how many hours do I need to do. Also, for the fitness, like I said before, the fitness tests are so I'm not going to lie, they're hard, but if you put the work in and you put the effort in, they help you. But they're there if you need any extra support. So I remember I was struggling with hose running, and so I rang the officer and said, is there any way that I can do some extra training? He said, yes, no problem. I'll come down to station, meet me there, and we can go through some hose running and give you some extra support. So they're also fantastic from start to finish. I have nothing bad to say.
And for anyone listening, all of our on-call support officers' numbers are on our website, and you can find them under which station is your local station, because obviously we've got several across the county. But like you say, you can call them from the minute you apply and all the way through, can't you? And even when you are in the service, you can still give them a bell to check something.
Yeah, even when I passed everything and come through my training, I was struggling to get onto the computer, to do all the work that's needed after. And the on-call support came down. He came down, he talked me through everything. He helped me get onto the computer, helped me use my email, and everything was just fantastic.
So what's one common myth that you'd like to squash about the job?
I think the main one is it going to fit around my life? Because when you look at the application and you look at the job role, it states like 40 hours, and you think, wow, that's like massive, 40 hours. But when you think about it, if you were doing a full-time role, then 40 hours is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a full-time job. But then your 40 hours can soon be taken up by 10 hours sleeping.
Yeah.
So, like I said before, if you get called out, you're not asleep. However, I think doing a service like this and doing a job like this, it's just dedication. You're there to help people.
Yeah, and like you said, the hours that you have to give, it's different for every person, is it? There's no one on your crew that does the same cover as you.
No.
And it depends. Some people cover from work, some people cover from home. And like you say, you can speak to your on-call support officer to talk about how your hours can fit into the crew.
Yeah, definitely. I would say another myth for me is age as well. So, you don't have to be, a young, 20-year-old or a 25-year-old, even into your 30s. Anyone can join. So it is open for anyone. You just have to pass those fitness tests and be able to do the job. And then you're there. You're living the dream, as I am at 51.
Like you say, age doesn't matter as long as you can pass the fitness test and do the job as you're meant to do the job. So another common myth that I would like to go into detail of is that people think on-call firefighters don't do the same role or job or even attend the same incidents as whole-time firefighters, but you know from your experience that that's not the truth, is it?
Completely not the truth, no. So we do everything that the whole-time firefighters do, everything. And actually, sometimes we can be called at the same time. So us as on-call, we can go in unison or even before a whole time can get there, because the whole time might be on another job.
Yeah.
And that's why, and then we get called. And so we can be first on the scene.
And you've been to various incidents. I know from when we were talking off recording that you've been to several different jobs that anyone could attend because you are a firefighter.
Yeah, and you do exactly the same. So you do exactly the same training. You do exactly the same online training also. So same application, same interview almost. So yeah.
So you just mentioned your training. How was your 2-week intense training course and your recruits course? I'm guessing you did it last
December.
Yeah. So how was that?
Cold. It was snowing at the time. So yeah, it was cold and intense was the word. But really, it was probably the best thing I've ever done in my life, and the hardest thing I've ever done in my life as well. Apart from, actually, no, I think my breathing apparatus course was the hardest thing that I've ever had to do. But the instructors there are absolutely wonderful. They want you to get through. They want you to pass. They want you to succeed. And, they'll give you extra training if you need it. And I just found it just so brilliant, but horrible in another sense as such, because it was so difficult.
I also have spoken to other people and I don't think there's any right time of doing it, because other people have said the exact same about it being in hot, intense summer weather, but then also the same in the cold. So I guess it just prepares you for the outside world when you are going to jobs and you can't predict the weather or control it.
Yeah, definitely. Like my breathing apparatus course, that was quite warm. We were at when I did that. So yeah, there is definitely no right time to do a course.
And I guess that was kind of like real life training.
Yeah, sweating your head off, in freak weather. Yeah, because obviously the UK we don't get weather like abroad, but yeah, I think it's all 6 and 2 3s, isn't it?
So how did you feel at your passing out parade? Once you'd done your 2 weeks of intense training, you knew you were getting to the end. How was that whole ceremony? It's a very special moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really special moment. And you just feel so, I think I felt so lucky to be given the opportunity and to be given the chance to actually do this. But also I'd worked so hard. It feels like you can breathe, like you're like, oh, I've actually done it now.
So proud of yourself.
Yeah, you get so, you are in, and it's actually quite an emotional time because you worked so hard and you've achieved it, you've done it. But then the real work starts when you get to station. So that doesn't last very long.
I'm guessing it's a nice feeling when you're there, feeling very euphoric and very proud, and then you know you're going out to look after your community. So I guess it is that sense of pride continues even through the hard work.
Yeah, and your family get to come as well, which is wonderful. And they get to be there and see you get your awards. You know, it's just wonderful.
So when this episode goes out, it will be moments away from the applications opening for the next round. So at the moment, you can register your interest online and then apply, can't you? So would you say it's the best? You said it's the best thing you've ever done.
Yeah, it's the best thing and the most rewarding thing that I've ever done. It's sometimes you can't put it into words how wonderful of a feeling it is. It's also the most scary as well. When you know that you're going to go to a shout and you know that you could be potentially saving lives, then it is a little bit more. Obviously, it's scary, but I just feel that it's something that, if you have the passion and you have the dream, should I say, like I did, then you just need to go for it.
So we'll finish up now, but what is the biggest takeaway you want the listeners to take from this episode, from your story?
So for me, it was a dream. So a dream that I never thought was actually going to become real. At 50 years old, at 49 when I was applying, that was never in my brain that I was ever going to achieve this. And here I am now at 51, living the dream. And this is my dream. So I think the only thing I can say is that for everyone out there who does have the dream, who does have the commitment, then go for it. Just do it. Apply now. It's absolutely the best job I can, and I've had a few, but it is the best job that I've ever done.
Well, I can't say it any better than you did. You need to go for it, follow your dream, and register interest and apply when applications open.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you very much for taking the time today to share your story and then hopefully inspire others.
Oh, thank you.
If you're interested in finding out more about on-call firefighting at Lancashire Fire and Rescue Service, or you'd like to register your interest, please head over to our website on www.lancsfirerescue.org.uk/on-call. We will put the link in the episode notes below. And remember, if you liked our episodes, please like and subscribe, and let's make Lancashire safer together.